is still making its way through investigations, including a federal investigation. What do you expect to see come out of this?
I anticipate there to be some charges as a result of, false statements made to obtain the warrant, as well as, the cover-up that occurred after with all the just blatantly false statements. But, one of the things that, and it's still, this was not just a no-knock warrant, but the director of SWAT in Jefferson County said SWAT executes every warrant, right? That's the ideal way to do it. They go to the place, they surround it, they get on the loudspeaker and say, we have a search warrant, this is the police, come out, and everybody comes out. Yet they specifically called him off the warrant this night. They're supposed to have a uniformed officer there so people don't think that it's a break-in. They called off the uniformed officer that night. They're supposed to have a EMS there in case something happens. They called off EMS that night. And it begs the question of everything they're supposed to, they're supposed to have body cams on. Of everything they're supposed to do, they didn't do any of it. Why? Do you think they told the grand jury any of that information? I can guarantee you they did not. You can't present the information in this case in 2 days. Again, I know the facts of the case as they are now, and it is, they'll come out in court. We will get our day in court, and they will come out. And what that is going to do is it is going to show that everything they have done in connection with this case is a cover-up. I mean, there's no other way to put it. When you only present half the evidence or only present the exculpatory evidence to a grand jury, you're trying to cover it up. If a prosecutor wants to indict someone, they can. If they don't want to indict them, they can't. They don't have to. And they didn't want to indict them.
Steve, you say you will get your chance to find out this in court, go to trial. How will that happen?
Well, we have filed the action on behalf of Kenneth for the framing that they did to him in the false arrest and malicious prosecution, and we're going to start trying to take depositions on that as soon as possible. I want to, let's get these people under oath, and that goes all the way up the line. Like I said, we've got access to the evidence. The Attorney General, he talks about it, but he didn't actually mention any of it. Right? I know how many witnesses said they didn't knock or didn't announce. I know how many times the one person they're relying on was interviewed, and how many times he said they didn't knock, and then eventually they get him to say otherwise. Just like Councilman James said, he heard the interview with Mattingly, and it was nothing comparable to a legitimate police interview. It's the same officer who interviewed that witness about him announcing. Right? They're trying to steer the investigation in whichever way they want to. And it was successful.
He says that the Attorney General says the case is still making its way through the legal system. Have you heard any word? Can you speculate as to when this federal investigation will be complete?
No idea. There's no way to know. I'm hopeful it's in the near future, but there's no way. They were most likely, the FBI will most likely do their own investigations. They're not just going to rely on the PIU report. And, that's the other thing, too, is the Attorney General's office, the special prosecutors they have are both, veteran prosecutors. However, they don't have any experienced investigators. I mean, it's not like it's, the FBI or KSP or anybody else. So, doing an actual investigation, you need an investigative agency like the FBI. And so I'm very hopeful that there will be additional charges and there will be some consequences for what went down, both leading up to March 13th and what occurred afterwards.
Council President James, you're still with us here.